Two more names will now grace the wall of Minnesota's Law Enforcement Memorial in St. Paul following the tragedy in Burnsville. That memorial, though, was created by a man who wore a badge himself and has now passed on.
Jim Crawford's funeral is set for tomorrow. Ahead of that, we're learning more about his lifelong dedication to honoring law enforcement officers.
Courtney Godfrey is live in St. Paul. Courtney, the Law Enforcement Memorial Association was his passion project.
Yeah, that's right, Randy. Jim Crawford is the reason that we see these large law enforcement funerals. The Law Enforcement Memorial here in St. Paul, also his doing. And now that the organization is dealing with his passing, they try and figure out their future without him.
We continually say that he is the North Star for our organization.
For its 50-year existence, the organization behind those large law enforcement funerals you see after a line of duty death has had one guiding light: founder Jim Crawford. Everything that we do is based on Jim's passion to make sure that we honor our fallen officers and support those survivors left behind. Crawford started his career as a beat cop in Edina in the 1950s, eventually becoming police chief in North St. Paul, followed by Golden Valley. Launching the Minnesota Law Enforcement Memorial Association in 1974 after attending a fellow officer's memorial service and feeling an overwhelming need to do more.
We just always would rely on him for that final say, that approval, that, kind of like, what would Jim do? And WWJD, what would Jim do? And or Jim say.
Olmsted County Sheriff Kevin Torgerson saying Crawford's passing this month at the age of 89 is a huge loss for their community.
He just always cared about the officer and always cared so much about the person. That's his legacy.
Now, as the organization plans the largest funeral it's ever put on, getting ready to host around 7,000 in a service for the fallen Burnsville first responders, they say none of it would be possible without Crawford's vision.
We certainly have the capacity to do what is a very massive undertaking in this because of the vision Jim had 50 years ago.
A vision they say will guide them into the future.
The memories aren't going to be forgotten because he has told us how important it is to make sure we remember that.
Crawford oversaw more than 200 law enforcement funerals in his tenure. He also founded the Minnesota Injured Police Officers Association. His funeral takes place tomorrow in Shoreview at 11 a.m. Reporting live in St. Paul tonight, Courtney Godfrey, Fox 9.